All right, guys, welcome back. So let's have a look at LYFT stock. Is LYFT a buy in 2025? So this is the yearly performance of the stock ever since it has gone public in 2019, I believe, where pretty much IPO price never tested that level again. 90 something, 88 highs, negative that year, next following year, slightly positive, negative following year. 2021 and 2022 pretty big move down. 2023 slightly positive. 2024 finishes the year negative again. So the big headline that we saw all a couple days ago when stock started pushing a little bit is there's a speculation. So the information published saying that Amazon could buy the rideshare company in 2025. So the article cites Amazon might leverage Lyft's 24 million active riders to commercialize its own line of Zoox autonomous vehicle. While the speculative move would be huge, the piece also highlights Lyft's struggling stock performance in prior years. The market domination hosts Julie. Okay, so that was the headline. So if you take a look at the Lyft and compare it to Uber, yeah, definitely they're underperforming. They're struggling to turn into profit. This is a weekly chart of the stock. And I remember publishing on my, I think it was Patreon or something, saying that, the 2025, this stock is going to struggle and go down probably all the way to $8 and trade below $10. And that was before this headline came out. And as soon as this headline dropped, many people started buying some calls with the leaps, meaning with 1 year out and even a little bit more, 2 year out. And there are a lot of short-term speculative money was trading this one as well, because on weeklies, this stock has produced pretty decent move. Even on Friday, it closed 4.5%. But you can see their last 4 quarters of reporting were negative report. Looks like in August they turned slightly positive penny per share, and then they reported negative earnings again. So in terms of capitalization, I mean, this stock could definitely, 5.6 billion. Even if Amazon doesn't buy, I mean, if they start reporting slightly better earnings, it doesn't have to go try to compete with Lyft, because its market share they have, I mean, it's significantly lower, and the countries they operate, I mean, it's also, they're not operating in many countries because, again, financial struggles, right? So even at that valuation, I think even without Amazon's interest, if it does break out these levels, and if they report, looks like the next scheduled earnings would be 13th of February, it can catch a bid and push towards $20. But if we speculate on Amazon's potential buy, how much would they pay? Would they pay 10 billion, or maybe 12 billion, maybe even 15 billion? So how much does this worth, this stock? I'm not a valuation analyst, but I think 6 billion is pretty cheap. If it sells even for 10 billion, which means this stock could go all the way to $25 or so from here. So, and if you take a look at the contracts that are being traded for next year, and if you just happen to just speculate with the options and at the same time buy some shares, $20 strikes for next year, January 2026, trading at $1.80 and $2.60 at 206. So basically 195. So, and probability of that strike price being in the money is 21%. And open interest, there are many open interests all the way up until even $40 for 35 calls. Some have decent open interest, 30 calls, 25. So in that sense, I mean, it could be decent. Implied volatility hasn't been too crazy, but if you look at it a little bit further, IV has gone up because anybody who wanted to play that speculation, they went ahead and bought some time all the way to summer, maybe May, even June, July. And Amazon, I don't know if that's the factual news at some point during a year where it's going to get dropped. I'm not expecting them to get a deal for less than 10 billion. That's my speculation. In terms of the chart, well, ultra short term, the $13 is your support. Below 13 does not look good. Right now, stock is at the resistance of a 200-day moving average. You can see how it has been downtrending last month and a half or so. Could be tax loss harvesting and people could have just sold it for that purpose. But 200-day moving average acting as a resistance so far. And then we have a 50-day moving average around 15-ish somewhere here. Above that level, then I would be watching this name to the upside, with the resistance levels being $17.80 and $18.80 and then $20 levels. But if it cracks below 13, I mean, that's not looking good. But I would love some sort of a discount if it goes down. But is it cheap? Is it expensive? I mean, relatively, yeah, because of stressed fundamentals so far, I would say. And I remember I used to work for this company back in 2014, like 10 years ago when they came to Seattle. And Uber has always been busier than these guys because they positioned themselves a little bit different in the beginning. I think it was women drivers first or something like that. And then rideshare for women, something like that, something along those lines. And then they pivoted a little bit more as competition from the Uber heated up a little bit. But again, you can do your own research. But I remember Lyft being more popular among female riders versus Uber. So, but that's what I'm watching for Lyft from here. I think this is the first time we're talking about this one. This is not a financial advice. This is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. That's the video. Thanks for watching. If you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe. I will see you in the next update. Peace.